Hey, buddies, welcome back. We're down a person. We're down Tina because she's getting ready to go on
That's a lie. It's
vacation.
been nice.
But we do miss her.
Mhm.
Mm.
Tina, come back.
No, we miss her so much.
Come back.
She demanded that in the text message that we
Oh, we can't do it without Tina.
we can't do it. I am gonna give her homework though.
Good, do.
Gonna have a
Because
pop
I know
quiz.
it's gonna be a lot. This is gonna be a two-parter, right?
Honestly, I was thinking about it. It's possible that it could end up being a 3-parter because so what I want to do today is I just want to kind of get into the basics of what the human design chart is and like the main components essentially, and show you the different parts, and then I guess I can pull mine up and then kind of we can go through it together, and then I figured the next week we'll go over your guys's and then get more into depth because there's like gates and channels and it gets really complicated to the point where sometimes I get a little bit confused. So that being said, I am not a subject matter expert. People listening at home and watching, don't come for me if I screw things up. And all the information that I am sharing for you is coming from either mybodygraph.com or ahumandesign.com. So I want to make sure I credit those two websites because obviously I pulled a lot of information from them. So starting out, and I really don't want to make this into like I'm reading to you. So like if it gets to that point, please stop me because like I might get like wrapped into what I have, like my notes or whatever, and bouncing back and forth with the websites. So what is the human design chart? Essentially, it's a guide that provides clarity about your true nature and it offers direction towards your purpose. The system, I found this super interesting. The system combines principles from astrology, the Kabbalah, which is an esoteric method, discipline, and school of thought in Jewish mysticism, which I didn't know that they had mysticism in the Jewish religion, so I thought that was interesting. They also obviously combine parts of the Hindu Brahmin chakra and the I Ching, which is an ancient Chinese divination manual and a source of wisdom used for gaining insights into nature of change and making decisions. And that book is actually available. I have Libby, the little library book
That's the
app.
second time I've heard of it. How is that?
Libby?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I except you got to make sure you turn your notifications on because I missed out on one of the books I was in line for forever. Like I've been on hold forever and I didn't have my notifications on. So now I'm back in line. But anyways, with my library, I mean, obviously everybody's library is different. The I Ching is available. So I'm like next in line. I, and then space, and then the next word is Ching, CHING.
Oh, so just super easy like that. Exactly how it sounds.
Yep, exactly as it sounds.
Oh, come on, brother.
So I'm really excited to get into that. And then maybe that'll be something we can talk about another episode.
Well, so what I like about this so far is I am a big proponent of like collecting the common themes and things, right? So I think we've hit on this a little before about how like whatever we look at, whether it's like religions or try all the things you just listed, right? They all have a commonality. It seems like the human design chart takes all those pieces because sometimes too, I feel like that one might focus a little on, like in Chinese medicine, for example, right? They focus on energy through meridians and through, it's in my freaking, anyway, through meridians. And that's where acupuncture comes from, right? Okay. And then you have, so meridians are like your energy highways, right? But then you have like in the yoga principles and in like Ayurveda and like the Hindu side of it, you have more focus on the 7 energy centers.
Yeah.
But guess where all those meridians lead?
Those 7 centers?
To the 7 centers. So see how like one part of the world focus on this part and then you got to, so it's like together, right? Which is like also a common theme you see in all these different spiritual things is oneness, right? Togetherness. You get the whole picture, and that's what I think is really excited about human design is it's
Yeah.
coming from all sort. You've got, what did you say, Judaism in there? You've got
Yeah, Judaism, astrology, Hindu, and then Chinese
yeah.
so far. And so it's funny that you mentioned the all the different things coming together. You want to know why? What my theory is on? I just talked to Lori about this the other day. So my theory on why, like, a lot of, because think about it. Back in the day, if you're a Christian, that they were building the Tower of Babel, and then whatever happened, and then he whatever to them, and now they all speak different languages, and then they kind of went out and spread out across the world. So now we have our different people throughout the world. I believe, and man, Christians are probably going to come for me on this one. So I believe in God Almighty, right? Creator of the universe. He's up here. I also believe that all the other gods and goddesses that we had on this earth, whether it be Roman, Greek mythology, Norse mythology, I believe all of those are God's children that he sent to those different dialects around the world. Because if you look, there are a lot of similarities with all the religions, and they all kind of, so I just feel like that's why, is like, because it's all coming from the God Almighty creator down to his universal helpers, I should say, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's super interesting. Okay, so the design chart is a snapshot of your energetic blueprint that shows your strengths, challenges, and potential. So the first thing that we're going to go over are the types. There are 4 types, but technically 5, because one of them falls under, kind of belongs to 2. So the first one is the generators, not like me generator, but a generator. The generators, I am cute. The generators are the builders and sustainers of the human design system. They are characterized by their powerful and consistent energy. They possess an innate drive to create, and their ability to respond to life's opportunities and challenges empowers them to accomplish great feats. Hello, Sheldon. Of course you would come in here when I'm on a roll and you want to do things. That's what you do. And then your dog's like, heard me talking to my dog.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone's at the door or something. Who knows?
I'm just kidding.
Okay,
so the next one, this is technically a subcategory or whatever of a type under the generators, but it's a combination of two different types. So this is the manifesting generator. This is a hybrid type combining the initiating power of manifestors with the sustaining energy of generators. These individuals possess an innate ability to multitask and adapt, allowing them to excel in various domains simultaneously. And this is actually what I fall under. I am a manifesting generator. Then next you have projectors. Okay, so you're taking notes, I see.
I am.
So, okay. Just for funsies, since I have not done you guys' charts yet, just for funsies, I want you to try to guess. Like, as I read you the types, so we're going to go over types, strategies, and authorities today. And so what I think might be fun is, as I go over the descriptors of each of these things, is for you to maybe guess what yours is.
Okay.
And so if you want, I just thought maybe that would be fun.
Yeah.
Fucking Sheldon. Okay. So, the next is the projector. They are the guides and strategists possessing the unique ability to see and understand others on a deep level. Their inherent wisdom and insight allow them to navigate complex situations and offer valuable guidance to those around them. Next, we have the manifestor. It's so funny, like seeing manifestor over and over. I don't know why. They are the initiators and trailblazers. They are natural born leaders that possess a powerful aura that allows them to impact their surroundings effortlessly, innate ability to generate new ideas and catalyze change. Okay. I'm going to try not to mess this up, but I can actually pause the recording. So for those of you watching at home, please don't judge me for the non-editing. So pause. Okay, we're back. Sorry for our listeners and our watchers if that was a weird pause in the thing. Okay, where was I? I was on the reflectors, right? Or manifestors. I'm sorry.
You are.
I just finished manifestors. Now we're on
Yeah.
reflectors. The reflectors, they are the rarest and the most mysterious type. They embody the qualities of adaptability and transformation. They are natural mirrors of their environment. Reflectors possess the unique ability to evaluate the health and well-being of their communities they inhabit. So
Wait, can you say that again?
yeah, so they're the natural mirrors of their environment. Reflectors possess the unique ability to evaluate the health and well-being of their communities they inhabit. Oops. So again, I said that there's four and named off five, but like I said, technically the manifesting generator falls under the generator type. So next we're going to go over strategies. There are four strategies. There's to respond. Now this depends on what source you get this from, because I've seen others saying that it's wait to respond, wait to inform, and then wait for an invitation, and wait a lunar cycle. So I don't know if you want to put wait in front of all of them, but we have to respond, to inform, wait for an invitation, and then wait for a lunar cycle. Those last two actually have wait in front of it from the source that I got. Each strategy does correspond with one of the four types. So if you are a generator or a manifesting generator, you correspond with wait to respond, the wait to respond strategy. The wait to respond strategy it emphasizes the importance of harnessing their abundant energy and response to life's opportunities, rather and initiating actions. I wrote that really weird. Initiating actions without an external cue. This approach helps avoid potential frustration and burnout, and ensures energy is directed towards projects, relationships, and situations that resonate with their true nature. So that is waiting to respond. Manifestors, they thrive when following the wait to inform strategy. This strategy encourages them to communicate their intentions and ideas while waiting for recognition and invitation to share their wisdom. Wow, I really did not type right because I'm confusing myself with that. Hold on, let me pull up that source real quick. I am so sorry. Strategies, because that was reading really weird. The wait to inform. Okay, so manifestors have a unique ability to guide, manage, and direct the energies of others, but they need to be recognized and invited before sharing their insights. The to inform strategy encourages manifestors to communicate their intentions and ideas to others while still waiting for recognition and an invitation to share their wisdom. So the way I take that is like for those that are the manifestor type, that say somebody has a problem and you have all the answers. Like that's how you feel. Like you have all the answers, but you can't just throw them onto that person. You have to just, hey, I could help, just kind of dropping hints like I have, I can help. You don't give that advice without them saying, hey, what do you recommend, type of thing. That's what I gather from that. Projectors are their primary strategy is the wait for an invitation. Projectors have a unique ability to mirror energy around them and provide valuable insights into the dynamics of the environment. But because they are so sensitive to the energies, they have to wait for a clear invitation before engaging in a new opportunity, relationship, or project. This is to ensure they're entering situations that are truly aligned with their well-being and purpose. That sounds very similar to wait to inform.
And this was wait to what?
Wait for an invitation.
Well, it is because it also kind of said that in the description of wait to inform that they needed to be recognized and then invited to share. Yeah, but you said the wait for an invitation targeted which type?
The projectors.
Cool.
Okay, I think I get it now. So they have the ability to mirror energy around them. So maybe it's more of about shifting energies for projectors, you know what I mean? Whereas manifestors, it's more about what their powerful minds. I don't know if that made sense. Finally, we have reflector strategy is weights a lunar cycle. Reflectors are deeply influenced by the moon's 29.5-day cycle. When faced with an important decision or life choices, reflectors are encouraged to wait a full lunar cycle to gain clarity and perspective on a situation. This allows them to observe how their feelings and perspectives shift over time, leading to a more informed and aligned decision. I would hate if I was a reflector. I would absolutely hate that. Like, have to wait a freaking month before you make a decision.
Well, 28 days.
Yeah, well, close enough. That's how long our months actually should be. All right. Are we good on the strategies?
Yeah, I guess the one thing I guess I was kind of a little unclear on is the wait for an invitation for projectors.
Okay.
But I guess it kind of goes with manifestors, right? Because I'm going back to your definition here. They guide, they're great strategists, understand others on a deep level, and provide guidance and clarity. And
Mhm.
again, I think that means that like you have to wait for someone to ask for your help for you to be able
Yeah.
to spew your guts.
Yeah.
So no, I think I'm good.
Okay. Next are the authorities. So we have the inner authority provides insight into an individual's unique decision-making process. There are various types of inner authorities. Solar plexus, the sacral splenic. Wow, I didn't spell that right. Ego manifested, self-projected, ego projected, mental, and lunar authority. This one's a long one. There's a lot of authorities, you guys. All right, so first is the solar plexus. The solar plexus authority is guided by their emotional intelligence and intuition. Involves a wave of emotions to gain clarity and insight by embracing patience and allowing their emotions to ebb and flow. Those with solar plexus authority can access their innate wisdom and make choices that align with their true selves. I think this one is actually mine. Nope, just kidding. Mine is not the solar plexus. Mine's the sacral authority, which is this one. Sacral authority. They have powerful gut instincts that direct their decisions. That's all I wrote. I think that's all I wrote because I wanted to go, because I was just going to read straight from my chart.
Gotcha.
I think that's why I did that. So this is what it says under my chart: experimenting with sacral authority. So as a manifesting generator experimenting with sacral authority, it is natural for you to make sounds in response to sacral guidance, but it will likely take time for your sacral sounds to emerge, especially if you have not paid much attention to them or have repressed them. You may also find that you experience discomfort when you first start to experiment with what? I think I went to the wrong spot. For sacral manifesting generator, the sacral is the only source of reliable decisions. Is this what is it talking about with sound? I don't make sounds. Oh, I guess if I started at the beginning. My bad. Sacral in response. Okay, your body naturally possesses the intelligence to guide your life, and it does so by responding in simple guttural sounds. Uh-huh for yes, uh-uh for no, and for I don't know. Like all generators, you are naturally inclined from birth to make these sounds, but we're taught to suppress them as you developed the ability to use language, which that's interesting. In the process, you began to rely on the mind with its complexity rather than the simplicity of the body's innate intelligence. The result is that your mind commits to all kinds of things your body does not have the energy for, resulting in frustration over time, reinforcing a tendency to quit before you finish what you started. So essentially, if you have the sacral authority, then you got to start listening to your body more. And I remember reading when I first started diving into the human design, like forever ago, before I got ADHD and went off of it. I remember reading about the sacral authority and how it's literal gut reaction. Like you think about certain things that are like yes, no questions, and then you just kind of feel what your body's doing. And like I just saw something float across your screen.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy.
It kind of freaked me out.
that was awesome. We're just gonna say that's all positive vibes.
Sure, I hope
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. But anyways,
Someone died in this house, right? Anyway, moving on.
yeah, stop that. Dear Lord,
I think
please
she likes
bless
me.
Liz's house.
Yeah, for
Cast
real.
out all evil spirits. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. So sacral
Probably
authority.
unplugged my headphones for that one.
Sacral authority is, you're kind of feeling like that's what I read about it. Is like
So here's the thing though, too, right? So just to tie this in, this is where the Hindu side of it comes in. These are all chakras. So like that tracks, like your sacral chakra is your gut instincts.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that human design has you. So is there an alignment or an authority for each, or they're called something different?
For the most part. And even when I show you the chart itself for the different centers, they are very, very similar to the 7 chakras. So the splenic authority, that's the next one. Am I saying that right? Is it splenic or splenic?
I'm not coming after you. I don't know.
Listen, I'm not a doctor. All right. It is the innate intuitive awareness that guides their decision-making process, their intuition that often presents itself as a subtle, in the moment sense of knowing. Next is the okay. I was like, where is that other information? But that's under the sensors. Okay. So next is the ego manifested authority. Decision-making process is guided by their heart will center, which is connected to the throat center. These individuals possess a strong sense of personal value and determination, which direct their choices and actions. This is primarily done by assessing whether they can commit to a particular course of action and whether their commitment aligns with their goals and values. Ego manifested authority is to be aware of their energy levels and avoid overcommitting, as this can lead to a burnout or unfulfilled promises. Cultivating self-awareness and honoring their true capacities enables them to make empowered decisions that align with their highest potential. So it's not just it's not how it sounds like, oh, you're just so egotistical. It's about those with the ego manifested authority. It's more about they know themselves well enough to where they know what they can and cannot commit to. Next is the self-projected authority. They are guided by unique senses of self and ability to express their thoughts, feelings, and desires. Their decision-making process involves sharing their inner world with others and trusting the feedback they receive. Next is ego projected authority. Like the ego manifested authority, their decision-making process is guided by their heart and will center, which is connected to their throat center. These individuals possess a strong sense of personal willpower and self-assuredness, which drives them to project their desires and goals onto others. They also seek recognition and validation from those around them. Their decision-making process involves seeking the opinions and perspectives of others to validate their own desires. I thought that was very interesting. That one specifically.
What was it called? Ego what?
That was the ego projected authority.
Projected.
Next is the mental authority. These individuals rely on their intellectual capacity and external perspectives to make decisions. By engaging in conversation and seeking feedback from others, they can gain valuable insights and refine their understanding. The process of externalization allows those with the mental authority to make choices that are informed and aligned with their highest potential. I thought that one was really cool too. Lunar authority. This is obviously probably another rare one. I think this falls in with like the reflectors and the strategy that they have, the lunar strategy, but I could be wrong. Anyways, these individuals are guided by the moon cycle. People with lunar authority observe and reflect on their experiences over time. This slow approach helps them cultivate a deep connection with their inner wisdom and make decisions that align with their authentic selves. All right, where's that picture?
I'm
All
all
right.
of these, by the way.
Huh?
I'm all of these, by the way.
You're all those?
Just kidding.
I mean, honestly, I feel like with enough practice when it comes to like spirituality stuff, I feel like we can practice parts of these. It's just what aligns best. You know what I mean? Like
what you're pulled to more, or
yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna share this picture.
and I'm over here being like a giant nerd, taking all these notes. And
No, it's awesome. I love it. Okay, so this is what the chart typically looks like. Sometimes there's not a silhouette of a person behind them, but most of the ones I've seen are the silhouette of the person behind them. The numbers represent gates, and then each, you can't see that. You can't see my mouse. Do I have a pointer on this? Is there a pointer? Edit layout? No. Okay, sorry. I was sitting here pointing like you guys can see. I do that shit all the time. Anyways, so in the each shape, there are numbers. The numbers are gates, and then the lines in between each number that go number to number, those are channels. We are not going to talk about those right now. That gets like way deep into things. And I think we're only going to talk about the numbers. We'll talk about that another time. But anyways, starting at the very top is the head center. The head center is responsible for providing new ideas, questions, and insights. It shapes the way we perceive and process the world around us. So each center has is either going to be defined or undefined. I have not quite figured out how it determines being defined or undefined, but I will tell you that when you get your chart, let me share this screen. This one. Just kidding. This one. Share. Okay. So can you see my mouse?
yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Maybe that's what I got to do. Share the screen. Okay. So see this one and this one, how they're not colored.
Mhm.
Those are my undefined ones, but everything else is defined. Again, I don't quite know exactly how they determine what's defined and what's not defined, but just so you guys can see what it looks like on like an actual chart, these are undefined centers and then the rest are defined. I don't know what the difference as far as the colors being brown, red, yellow, and green. I have no idea. Okay, let's go back to the blank chart.
Okay, you want a quick Google answer for that?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Defined centers, the colored ones, represent consistent energy and a strong sense of identity, while undefined centers or uncolored provide flexibility and adaptability, allowing for openness to external influences and learning. So I think what would be interesting is to go back and look at what those two centers are on your chart.
Yeah.
And see where you are open and flexible, as you know, as opposed to being more, you know, what it almost seems like. And I wonder, I'd be really curious, like you'd have to really go get some, like lots of people to test. But I wonder if this would tie into like a old soul, new soul kind of thing, and tie back into like reincarnation or past life regression or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Where like the more you come, like you start out looking like this guy, it's, everything is undefined, or maybe even so much to say as you move on through this lifetime, like do you start as a baby, as a child, like completely undefined?
No, right? It's based on like, so you can have a baby that's born right now and you just plug in their birthday and it'll have exactly what their human design is.
So then it would take me back to my whole, I wonder if there is a person who has everything colored and defined.
Yeah. I'd be
And-
curious. I would be curious to see like what the differences are. Like how would we? I don't know. It would be interesting. But when I said I didn't know how they came up with it, it was more of like I know so because I do have
Mhm.
explanations for the defined and undefined for each center. But I'm saying as far as how they determine what's defined and what's undefined.
Mhm.
Like I remember there being something, but I just can't remember. I don't know. Okay, so anyways, the very top, the head center, it's responsible for I'm sorry, when defined, it's consistent access to inspiration and stable sense of mental focus. When it's undefined, it can be more receptive to external influences. The next one down, I'm probably going to fuck this name up or this word, but it's the Ajna Center, AJNA.
Mhm.
It
That's like a Hindu. That's a yoga term.
is
Ajna,
Ajna. Okay, so it's Ajna.
something like that.
Oh, okay.
Don't pronounce it.
Uh, it is responsible for intellectual processing and analysis. It allows us to think, reason, and process information, helping us make sense of our experiences and form beliefs and opinions. Defined provides a consistent way of processing information. Undefined is more flexible and adaptable in its approach to understanding, but also more susceptible to external conditioning. Next one down is the throat center. This is the center of communication and manifestation, hub that connects our inner world with our external world, enabling us to express our thoughts, feelings, and desires. Defined consistent communication abilities and strong capacity to manifest ideas into reality. Undefined may have more variability in communication styles and may need to pay attention to the authenticity of their expression. That's interesting. The next one down, it's right there in the center, is the G center. It represents identity, direction, and love. It influences our sense of self, guiding us in making life decisions and finding our purpose. Defined, it provides a stable sense of identity and direction, while in an undefined may experience more fluidity in their sense of self, adapting to different environments with ease, sorry. The heart center is the one that's just below that to the right. So it's in between there to the right. It's also known as the will center. It governs willpower, value, and worthiness. It's responsible for our drive to prove ourselves, manifest our desires, and make commitments. When it's defined, it offers a consistent source of willpower and determination. Undefined have more fluctuating sense of self-worth, making it important to cultivate self-love and confidence to avoid overextending oneself to seek validation from others. And just to kind of stop, like, just, those undefined things, this is why I think it's important for people to look at their human design chart. And honestly, I kind of really wish that this is something that would be taught to older kids or very young adults, because I think that this would help shape them into, a lot of the things that we figure out when we're way older that we could have figured out a long time ago had we have essentially a guidebook to ourselves. You know what I mean? So if
Right.
you have like an undefined heart center and you are aware that, okay, I need to cultivate my self-love and, watch seeking validation from others, I feel like it'll help you like navigate things better, maybe. I don't know.
No, I 100% agree, but I also feel like maybe making it known and letting you get there on your own, but just like some of the types that we talked about, right? And the strategies, like maybe you're like meant to come across it when you're meant to come across it.
That's
And like,
true.
yes, you can look back and you can always shoulda, coulda, woulda everything,
Yeah.
but like, because I was reading a little bit more about what makes them defined or undefined,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I am on a page here, Certified Excellence Team has like an article about defined centers versus open undefined centers. And essentially it says a center is considered defined when there's at least one activated gate linked to it.
Oh, okay. Okay, hold on.
So,
Can I?
and then what it means is, right, and kind of going back to all the descriptions that you were giving for each of the centers, right, and how, like, when you're defined, you have more, what's the word I'm looking for? Not courage, but like confidence. There we
Mhm.
go. In that thing, right? So, like, it gives you an example. If your throat center is defined, you'll have a constant pressure to communicate and express your ideas, right? Where then, if it's not, then maybe
Mhm.
you're not as outspoken, or
Yeah.
right. So, it does. Um, but it did say in here that there are people that have I was trying to find it. Gosh, why are they never where you want them to be? Because I was oh, here we go. Nope, that's not it either. But it says when all 9 of your centers are defined, it basically means that you are uh, just a balanced person and you have energy flowing through you in like all the different ways, which, like, bro, this blows my mind, right? Because what do we do with Reiki, right?
Yeah.
What do you do with acupuncture? Like, all of those things are ways to clear blockages, right? In your freaking channels.
Mhm.
Brother, I love when it all comes together,
Yeah.
right? And now the only thing that I haven't really quite figured out that ties together is the numbers on the channels. And I know that you said uh that that's what, I
Those are
guess,
gates.
gates. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. The gates are connected by the channels.
Yes. The gates are connected by the channels, and the gates from their influence. Hold on, let me share this screen instead. Present. Share screen. Don't you be coming in here with that nonsense, sir. Okay, so I from what I understand, from what I was seeing on the website, you see how you have your design over here and your personality over here. The numbers correlate somehow. Actually, I don't want to share this screen.
I wish Tina was here. Did you see
Yeah,
all those
Tina.
astrology symbols on the right hand side?
Oh yeah,
Those
and
are from your
we're
birth chart. And I would
yeah.
like to know, remember how you were asking when we went over birth charts? Um, weren't there numbers on the chart?
Yeah, I think there
And I wonder
was.
if those numbers are the same
I bet
numbers.
they do. I bet they are. We'd have to compare because we're obviously going to dive into the details of each of these. But you see here, like when I go to different sections of my personality, it highlights the numbers and
Center.
the center. Yeah, and then same thing with design. So I think it has something to like. That's how somehow that's how they calculate it.
Oh,
You know
okay.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like here, personality, whatever this symbol is under my ajna, on whatever you ever you say that, I'm 24.5, so it keeps me
That's
there. But then on
your
my design, I'm 43.6, which keeps me here. But
your
some
third
people
eye.
might, yeah. So some people might have like closer to 47 or have 4, and each gate has like a whole description. But
But
so
are these
all
ones
these
that are
numbers,
circled, are they the active ones?
those are the channels. Yeah, those are the one or the gates that are open. Yes,
Okay.
to because you see where my numbers align.
Yeah. So go down to your undefined ones.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
22.3.
See how it doesn't connect to anything?
And same
But
with
you're
this
like
one down here.
halfway there.
Yep, same with this one. And the colors do represent something. So the multiple, and we'll get into all that.
Why are
Like,
you only half connected down there?
I don't know. We'll learn. We'll figure it out. So back to this. So we were on. I just finished up the heart sensor. Okay, so solar plexus. That one is just below the heart. That is one of my this is one of my undefined. So just so you guys can listen while I describe the solar
Oh,
plexus
wait, though. Before we go any further, can you go back?
to this one. This one. Remove this one.
Yeah, that one. Okay, so
Mhm.
what do you have there under personality? That little nope, that don't make no damn sense. I pulled up your birth chart.
Oh, I was thinking.
And like the little circle one, I forgot, Scorpio, the top one on here is whatever, what was the little hash mark? It wasn't
The,
feet. God,
the
I can't
hash
remember
mark.
now. Yeah, so you have 11 degrees
Uh-huh.
and 40 feet. So
Oh
you're
yeah.
and I don't know, I don't remember what that little hash mark is. I thought I took a note somewhere, but it doesn't really align with the personality side
Yeah.
or the design side. Mm, that's a bummer. I was
Yeah.
really hoping we were putting pieces together.
Yeah. We might though. We might get there though, because some of these symbols are similar. Because look, you got the little with the devil horns there, the male and
The
female.
Scorpio,
Yeah.
Venus and Mars.
Yeah. So these they might just have them drawn differently. You know what I mean? Like they might just
Yeah.
be drawn different because I don't know.
But what's 19 plus 2?
19.
21, right?
Yeah.
Mm, all right. All right. Anyway, moving on. I was able to pull it up, so I thought
Yeah.
we'd just fact check real quick.
Okay, solar plexus. Again, this is one of my undefined ones. It is the center of emotional intelligence and awareness responsible. Oh my God, come on, Jen. Center of emotional intelligence and awareness, responsible for our emotional experiences as well as our ability to empathize and connect with others. When it's defined, it indicates a consistent emotional wave. When it's undefined, the individual is more sensitive to emotions of others, requiring focus on developing emotional boundaries and self-awareness, which I am very sensitive to other people's emotions. So it's not necessarily a bad thing if it's undefined.
Right. But okay, so if it's undefined and open, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that just the thing that makes you like like an empath?
I don't think it's the only thing, but I think it's definitely a huge contributing factor.
Like, do all empaths have an undefined? This is the sacral, you said?
Yeah, solar plexus.
Solar plexus?
Yep, this is the solar plexus. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be really interesting to see. We're gonna like start our own little case study on the human design
Well, I would
and
love if we
research.
could get like participation from the audience, right? Like, we'll
Yeah.
go to the sites that we referenced, or the sites that or if you have one where they can go and uh, get their human design chart done, right? And
Mhm.
then be like, hey, I'm considered an empath and I too have an undefined solar plexus.
Yeah.
Would be
Yeah, you guys can just go to mybodygraph.com and you can do it for free. Like all you got to do is create a login or email or whatever, and you can create it for free. They obviously do have like something that you can unlock. I'm not spending that kind of money to unlock that kind of information. Like I don't really care that much. I mean, I care, but you know what I mean? Like it's not worth that.
Mhm.
So I'm getting the basics of what I need. And because I have the main chart itself, I can always do research. Like the
Mhm.
whole purpose of them wanting you to pay is so you don't, they're
Have to
getting
do the
it for you.
research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm good with doing research. Okay, moving on. The sacral. The sacral is the one that's in the middle. So just to the left of my solar plexus one.
Mhm.
This governs the life force, creativity, and sexuality. It is responsible for our vitality, passion, and creative expression. When it's defined, it provides a consistent and powerful source of energy, fueling our ability to create and respond to life. Undefined may need to be mindful of conserving energy and finding balance between work and rest to avoid burnout. And then next is the splenic. That one's the one to the far left. That is the center of intuition, health, and well-being. It governs our instinctual responses, gut feelings, and physical health, helping us to navigate our environment and make decisions that support our well-being. When it's defined, it offers a consistent connection to intuition and stable sense of well-being. When it's undefined, people may experience fluctuating levels of intuitive clarity and need to pay closer attention to their body's signals to maintain optimal health. That's interesting. And then finally, the root, that's the one at the very bottom. This is my other undefined center. The root governs stress, adrenaline, and grounding, responsible for our sense of urgency, drive, and ambition, as well as our ability to stay grounded and connected to the physical world. When it's defined, it provides a stable source of energy and a strong connection to the earth, enabling us to manage stress effectively and stay grounded. When it's undefined, you may be more susceptible to external pressure and stressors, making it essential to cultivate grounding practices and healthy stress management techniques to maintain balance and well being. And that is our centers. That
I wonder, right? What's in a wonder ball? I wonder what's again, I'd like to do the connection between, like, okay, let's say for example, you have a defined root center, right? How does the, I guess, Hinduish kind of side of things, right? Like doing yoga, or which you can't say really Hindu, because a lot of the time we do Reiki to balance our chakras, but like you're not really taught chakras in Reiki because it's Japanese and not Hindu, but they have 3 stars, 3 main centers that they focus on, which are kind of at the top, at the bottom, and one in the middle. But if you have a defined root, but it's out of balance, does it present as undefined? Like, are they connected like that? Or are you just always fucking good there and it's not something you have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not something we have to dive into here. It's just where my brain is going. It's like,
now, can you repeat that again though? If
you have a defined root center in your chart, but let's say you're exhibiting all the opposite of what a defined one. So it's presenting like your life is presenting more like an undefined one, right? But your chart says it's defined. Is it an energy block somewhere that other sources, like again Reiki or acupuncture or yoga or one of those other modalities, can help you correct and get you back on track?
Essentially put yourself back into alignment with yourself. I think honestly, I think the answer is yes. Like, if I was to make an assumption, I would say the answer is yes, because if you're presenting as with the root chakra, as example, if your root chakra is defined but you're presenting as undefined, then I would say that you are definitely out of alignment somewhere. And so, yeah, you can use those different tools to help put you back.
But I'm just wondering, would it even present like that, or if you have, so now I really want to pull my own chart, right? So then we can have further discussions about how, like, wow, well, I sometimes really don't feel that, like, let's say I do have a defined root center and I'm like, I don't feel like that grounded and that it is defined, and really dig into it like that. I find that really interesting. Like, because I find that what you're telling us, like, really interesting, because I think even just knowing what type you are, right? Whether you're a generator, a manifesting generator, what is it, reflector or projector, helps you understand why you make decisions the way that you do, why you react to situations the way that you do, XYZ, whatever. And so then going into like the strategies, right, are ways to help you align with your type. Yes, that's the, like, so you're supposed to wait to respond. You're supposed to wait to inform. You're supposed to wait to do these things, be invited, wait a lunar cycle, whatever it is, right? And like, what if you haven't been operating like that? And that's why maybe your life feels messy.
And that's probably, honestly, that's probably what it is. Like, if you, the whole thing, I'm telling you, we're going to get so deep into some of this stuff. You're going to be like, you know what I mean? Like, but I think like you're definitely on the right track. Like, if you are not, if you're going against your strategy, because I mean, we're human, right? We do have free thought and free will, depending on what your theory is. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have free thought, free will. So obviously, if you don't want to wait 30 freaking days, like, oh, I can't wait 30 days. I got to make this decision right now. You're going against what, it is. And if you would have waited 30 days or 28, then maybe you would have shifted your decision, and, who knows?
Right.
So yeah, I think you're
Or
definitely,
what it does is allow you to take the emotion out of it,
yeah,
where you're not caught up in whatever excitement that's putting rose-colored glasses on and gets you
hmm
to really see that, oh, yes, I really do want this, or, oh, wait, no, it turns out either the situation changed or maybe I just calmed down and
yeah.
realized that I was letting my emotions lead me or whatever the case may be. But yeah,
I mean, so if you want, I can actually pull, knock your chart out real quick. I
for
just,
sure.
if you want to do in the private chat, your, the
Stuff.
birth, yeah, your stuffs. And then while you're doing that, I can go over real quick. So for the
Do you
open
just need
centers,
that or you need more?
place and time. So solar plexus center, this is what it says. Themes, emotional awareness, abundance of spirit, moods, feelings, passions, desires, not self-theme, avoiding confrontation and truth. So then the way this is reading, because there's like obviously some locked things on this, but so when I'm not acting as myself, then that's when I'm avoiding confrontation and truth. That's the way I read it. Not self-question. Am I avoiding confrontation and truth? And then it has not self-talk. So open centers create their own decision-making strategies in an attempt to keep us safe from confusion and pain. However, over time, these strategies become unhealthy, leading us to live a life of not self-actions. In other words, a life that is not our own. Not self-talk reveals your open centers in action. Noticing this talk is essential to deconditioning, as you can finally be aware of whether your actions are being dictated by your true self or not self. Notice your mind and what it is saying or telling you about your life. Notice how your mind will continually try to make your decisions. Not self talk of the open solar plexus center. I don't want to go there because I don't want to deal with the confrontation. Let's not say that because it might upset that person. Let's be really nice and smile so they like me. There's no point in going there because I might be disappointed or rejected. It's not worth it. I'm afraid to tell the truth because I don't want to hurt his or her feelings. That's interesting. That's super
Is
interesting.
it interesting because it's resonating?
A little bit, yeah. A little bit. And then for the root center themes, so on themes is physical adrenalized pressure, drive, and stress. Yay! Not self-theme, always in a hurry to be free of the pressure. Not self-question, am I in a hurry to get things done so I can be free of pressure? Or am I just in a hurry to get things done because I procrastinated for so long?
But you created pressure
I did create
by
pressure.
procrastinating.
Okay, let me throw this information in real quick so we can. That's wrong. Try that again. No, you're right, Jen. Why is it coming? Okay. I swear I'm good. Okay. It's because they were doing it weird and I'm not used to that being done like that. Nope, it wants military time. I still remember it. Don't worry.
Are you sure?
I am sure. I still actually use it. Okay. Create chart. Are you ready?
Of course.
All right. Share this.
Literally on the edge of my seat.
And share. This is your chart. So you have.
Bravo! Look at all my undefinedness. You know what? And I really have to stop looking at it like a bad thing.
Yeah, it's not always. It's not necessarily a bad thing.
But remember the theory I threw out before. I am very sensitive to other people's emotions, where so much so that I sometimes can't tell if they're my own or not. And I know that sounds really crazy. Right?
No.
But look at what's undefined there. My solar plexus.
Yeah.
Can you send this to me?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so what else? Let's see what else we got going on.
Let's go next.
I got a lot of undefined stuff.
Yeah.
What was
did you write what your guesses were?
So I didn't write my guesses for everything, but I could go through them real quick. But I kind of delved into this a little before, I think we talked about this briefly when we were both in New York together.
Mhm.
And my thing came up through whatever I went through that I was also a manifesting generator. So I'd be curious to see what you come up with over there. So if I had to guess, right, I would go off of that, right, manifesting generator, and it does jive, like resonate with me the most, like when I read through the little notes that I took down.
Mhm.
So the strategies it already gives you, so that would make me a way to respond.
Mhm.
And then authorities wise,
Mhm.
gosh, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm an ego projected authority, but I feel like maybe I'm like that because that's my not self.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. Well,
And
let's.
so, yeah, let's go. Because
Yeah.
sometimes I feel a little bit like I also might be a sacral authority.
Yeah.
But let's see.
All right. So, overview of your type. So, of the 4 types, you are a generator.
Oh, look at that.
As a generator, you carry life's most powerful motor within you, the sacral center, literally the source of life's energy on the planet. It is vital that you use this creative life force in a way that, in ways that are right for you to, and apply it. Oh my God, come on, Jen, and apply it to work and task. Your sacral indicates are the correct focus of your energy. Am I having a stroke? Like, what is happening right now? Why can't I read? When you're living in alignment with this life force, you take pleasure in using up your full reserve of energy each day, doing work you enjoy and feeling satisfied with what you've accomplished.
Hell yeah.
All right, so your strategy, the strategy for a generator is simple: wait to respond. As a generator, you possess a is that what I said it was?
Yes.
Okay, because I want to make sure, because again, I'm using 2 different sources. So I just was curious if it was the same. So wait to respond. As a generator, you possess a tremendous reservoir of energy and have the stamina to commit to things, but your energy needs to be used in the right way. If a
Mm.
generator invests energy in the wrong things, it leaves them exhausted and frustrated,
Mm.
unable to accomplish what they set out to do.
Preach.
And then obviously I'm going to send this to you however I can do it. So
Ooh,
then you can get the
also
rest of
my
that information.
undefined what's the center? What's the first center?
This one,
No, all the way at the top.
top, this one,
Yeah.
this is your head.
Oh, head and then ajna.
Yeah, head, then
Ooh, why
ajna.
is my head so unclear or undefined? That's kind of scary.
Yeah, you don't even have any gates.
I ain't got no brains.
Nope. What did I say about the head again? The
I
head
don't think
center.
you were talking too fast and I didn't get to take
I'm
notes.
sorry. If it's undefined, it can be more receptive to external influences.
Which was why I told you I feel like sometimes I resonate with that ego projected authority that I feel like I need to seek others' opinions to help me make decisions.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, let's see what your authority is. Your inner authority is the sacral authority, which
boom.
expresses itself through sounds that emerge from your sacral in response to what life brings you.
Yep.
So the same as me.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
was what I told you. I thought that like when I, try to like trust myself and listen to myself and stop seeking outside validation and all these
Yeah.
different things, right? That's what I would resonate with. So that's pretty dope.
Yeah. So now you'll have to do little experiments like, the yes, no, and try to feel the answer in your gut.
In my gut. But if you look, the sacral center is that red one, right?
The sacral. See, hold on. Throat,
down.
G, sacral. Yes.
Yeah, and it's active.
And then
or
solar
defined.
plexus, root, splenic.
See, I told you my
heart.
root was all fucked up. Gosh darned.
And then it has aura. I didn't read mine.
You know what I
Yeah.
find really interesting though? None of my channels are fully connected. Like, pull up your chart.
Let's see. Share this tab instead.
Oh, I guess neither are yours. We have one.
Yeah, I have this one.
Your heart to your sacral. Oh, and you have
no,
that
it
one.
doesn't. No, it doesn't connect. This one
From your throat. or heart. Which was the third one? That big black square there.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
This one
Oh,
is the throat.
Sure should. It does not connect.
But so I don't know. And that's what I mean. So like here, it looks like it connects.
What if you go to the yellow one?
This one?
Oh, it doesn't connect there either.
Yeah.
What the fart?
So I don't know if it's just like showing like it halfway through, because here it goes halfway through, but then there it goes the rest of the way through. So the way it looks to me that is connected, because if it wasn't, then they'd be undefined.
Facts.
Yeah, super interesting.
Yeah, but not so, because look, none of mine are fully colored. They don't fully connect anywhere based on those colors.
Well, yeah, these don't fully connect, but you have fully connect here. That's why these are defined. Okay. Fully connected here. And then
so really just up and down
here,
those four. That makes sense.
So essentially your ajna and throat are connected, and your G center and what we say this one was sacral. Yeah. So your G and sacral are doubly connected through these gates, which we'll get into the next episode. Next episode. I don't know why I said that twice. It sounded weird the first time I said it. I think that's why I repeated it. So it says, it does talk about the aura, or do we have the same aura? How do I go back? Whoops. No, it's not it. This one? Previous? Oh, here we go. Well, no. Mine doesn't even tell me.
Lame.
What? Well, kind of. Like it says, what is an aura? Like yours has, what is an aura? And then yours says the generator aura, but then mine don't say anything. It says one thing to look out for. One thing to look out for is that manifesting generators can be in such a hurry to get things done that they mistakenly skip over what is essential. When they do, they can feel frustrated when they have to go back and work on what they missed. This is why the best approach for manifesting generator is to slow down before committing your energy to anything. That makes sense. But what does that have to do with my aura?
Well, maybe because you're a hodgepodge of two different ones. You have to pull a little from each one.
Maybe, yeah. I just got to slow down. And then, but yours, due to the power of the sacral, generators are always on the lookout for ways to spend their energy, and as a result, often find themselves exhausted. But your aura can easily remedy that predicament, because what distinguishes you from the other types is that you possess an open, enveloping aura that literally draws life to it. Interesting.
Like a freaking magnet.
Yeah, like a magnet.
I have to figure out how to turn that on. Like...
Oh man. But yeah, so I think we'll
stop there.
Stop there, and we'll have to get Tina's information so I can get her chart done. I would figure out how to send this to you.
It's in our group chat. It's the same information you use for birth chart.
Hers is there too? Oh, okay. Well then perfect.
But I don't even. She shared them with us.
Yeah.
Well, I have to go everything you need if you want. You don't want to wait for her.
How can I share this? I'll worry about it later. But anyways, that was fun and super informative, I think.
Yeah, but this is where I get like a little bit confused, because is it all tied together, or is this just another way of looking at it, right? And so we talk, for example, right, when they say that when you're not grounded, right, your life is chaotic, and like your money situations are always fucked, and like all the things, excuse my language, right? And that you have to ground, and that you have to focus so when you're in meditation and doing those types of things, you're focused on grounding, right? You're eating grounding foods, you're wearing red things, you're doing all the things. But like, if your human design root center is undefined, does that just mean that you're perpetually going to live in that state because there isn't anything you could do about it?
No, I think that, because I think like you still have like a root chakra to like ground and, do the things. I think
Is it just saying that like you have to be more cognizant of it because
I
it's
think that's
undefined? Like you
yeah. I think that's more of what this is more of like, hey, just so you know, like this part of you is undefined. So you got to work just a little bit harder to keep the balance. Cause it's
Yeah.
all about keeping energies and channels open and balancing
Yeah.
everything, like, you know, all these different things that we look at. But I think the more we get into it, and I really do think that we might end up going to an episode 3, especially when we have
Oh,
Tina
it's
back.
totally fine.
I definitely think
Because
we're gonna have
I
episode
love
3.
when we have these like to me they're mind-blowing
Yeah.
revelations because I'm like, okay, because that's just what my brain is wired to do. And I'd like to see if there's something in my design chart there that talks about why my brain does that, right?
Oh, we're
Like,
definitely gonna get into it. Like,
where I'm trying to, my brain always pulls the common things out of multiple things and says, here's the cliff notes kind
Yeah.
of, or like, here's how it's all basically the same anyway.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you real quick. Just to give you a little I guess sneak peek. So, okay, so the gates in the head is 61, 63, and 64. Those are the 3 gates. So gate 61 is the gate of inner truth. Found in the head center, it represents the ability to access and understand one's inner truth and wisdom using the knowledge to guide personal decisions and actions. Individuals with this gate activated possess a strong sense of self-awareness and introspection, often seeking deeper understanding and meaning in life's experiences.
But mine wouldn't be activated, right?
Yours is not activated. But I think that because again, we're discovering things about ourselves, like, okay, my gate's not activated. So I just need to be more aware of being able to find like my inner truth and, you know, taking that time to meditate, reflect, and all those things. So I think it's more about just trying to learn where things aren't necessarily open. So that way you can focus more attention to help balance that energy.
But you were saying in the beginning that this is like your birth chart. It's like a stamp, right? Like this is just who you're going to be in this lifetime. Like there isn't any, like there's not like, oh, check back in 6 months.
Right. Yeah. No, there's no check backs. Like there's no checking back.
I think when I picked this life, I fully understood the assignment. And I'd like to change my answer.
Or did you fully understand the assignment so that way you can come here and get educated on all these things? So then in your next life, your head center, your root, sacral heart, and splenic center are all going to be filled up because you learned everything in this lifetime.
Maybe.
Who knows? It's all about leveling up, buddy.
Is this what they mean?
I think it's what they mean. I really do think it's what they mean.
You have to come back until all your centers are defined.
Yep, you got to keep coming back until you reach your higher self. But I'm coming back to New Earth. I'm not coming back to this Earth.
Yeah, right, for real.
You're invited to.
Just start me on a different frequency, please.
Definitely.
Well, thanks so much for doing all the research, and I'm super excited to see what our next episode is going to be about.
Yeah, we're going to definitely dive deeper into.
And I hope that people who are listening have taken advantage of. You saw how quick she was able to just populate, and it would be super fun to have further discussions on whether or not other empathic people have an undefined solar plexus.
Yeah, that's super interesting. I am feeling having our own little research group and doing our own little scientific study on this.
Yeah. Circle back around and tell you what we found.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. All right. Bye, buddies. Thanks for watching and listening.
Have a good night.